developing now as we come on the air from Eureka. First, the warm weather. Folks on the coast feeling the heat. How long will it last, and when could we see a change? Meteorologist Jessica Birch is tracking the next weather maker. And the storm brewing.
Prepare for the very worst.
The possible early season hurricane. At this hour, hundreds of thousands of people on alert. Also, calling in the National Guard.
The National Guard is here on my request.
The Humboldt County Sheriff's Office getting help cracking down on illegal marijuana grows. Plus, the new reporting. The man the Sheriff's Office is calling a violent sexual predator tonight. The new possible placement. And
social media companies under a microscope here in Washington. And now the White House is getting involved. I'm Angelica Alvarez. That story is coming up.
Also, the good cause, the event and local hospitals stepping up in the fight against cancer. North Coast News at 6 on ABC 23 starts right now. And it starts with that near record heat on the coast. Folks out there trying to stay cool in Eureka any way they can. This as more warm temperatures could be on the way. Well, good evening. It's great to be with you here on this Wednesday. I'm Scott Rates. We start with the warm weather here on the coast. We saw some light drizzle yesterday, but today a lot of that sunshine right there and very warm, very muggy on the coast, especially in Eureka, right? How much warmer will it get, and what can we expect moving throughout the work week? First Alert meteorologist Jessica Birch standing by in the Weather Center tonight. Starting us off, Jessica.
In the North State, we are really warming up. Along the coast, we're seeing significantly high conditions near Eureka. Right now, we're seeing 75 degrees outside, and that's really warm compared to what we're used to during this time of year. Now, we are going to start cooling down later into the week this week, but right now, along the coast, we're seeing very warm conditions. So keep that in mind for your outdoor plans, especially as you go out to the coast. Back to you.
Okay, good information, Jessica. We will check back with you a little bit later on in this broadcast. Well, it's only July, but the Gulf Coast is bracing for a hurricane. The National Hurricane Center predicts that Tropical Storm Barry will form in the Gulf of Mexico tomorrow and strengthen to a Category 1 hurricane and possibly making landfall this weekend. This as the storm system is already causing problems on land. Mary Maloney explains.
Big Easy walloped by wet weather.
Our car was halfway underwater.
Wow.
So there's about 6 inches of flooding in our car.
Flooding engulfed streets and transformed indoor stairs into waterfalls. During the flash flooding emergency, rescue crews in New Orleans responded to more than 250 emergency calls.
My door didn't want to open, so I had to find a way to get out the car. So I started the car back up, got out the window, rolled the window back up.
Water spouts formed in the sky, prompting a tornado warning. But the worst is yet to come.
We all need to take this very, very seriously.
A tropical system is churning in the Gulf of Mexico. The National Weather Center predicts Tropical Storm Barry will form by Thursday and strengthen to a hurricane by Saturday before making landfall.
We know it's going to be a big storm, a significant rain and storm surge event.
Louisiana's governor warns the already soggy state could see 10 to 15 inches of rain within 24 hours from Friday into Saturday.
That is a short time period for such intense rain.
As Texas's governor says, the Lone Star State should brace for the slow-moving storm.
If you prepare for the very worst, you will be able to come out far better in the end.
I'm Mary Maloney reporting.
The National Guard is here on my request.
That request prompting more helicopters hovering around Humboldt County over the past 24 hours. The Humboldt County Sheriff's Office cracking down on illicit marijuana grows and the law enforcement agency bringing in some reinforcements. ABC 23's Lisa Librignac joins us now live in the studio. Lisa, why is the sheriff coming out with this message now? What does he want folks to know?
Scott, the sheriff making it clear on Facebook that he wants to be transparent about the sheriff's office operations and hammering home at the point that the National Guard here in Humboldt is working for him. Sheriff William Hansel saying his office has gotten a lot of questions and concerns about those helicopters hovering in Humboldt County.
The National Guard has been requested, and it is approved by the governor's office and our Cal National Guard to assist us with these type of operations.
It's a problem, Sheriff Hansel says, has been going on for years.
We are working together to try and bring the illicit cannabis industry into compliance with the state law.
Sheriff Hansel taking the time Tuesday to answer those concerns on Facebook, telling the public what they're searching for and where.
Public land, private land, illegal marijuana grows.
And explaining what the community should expect this summer when it comes to commercial cannabis law enforcement.
To serve search warrants using a multidisciplinary team approach. So we have teamed up with Fish and Wildlife, CAL FIRE, Environmental Health, State Water Board, our county code enforcement.
Hoping to crack down on crimes associated with the illicit cannabis industry. And he wants to make clear that they're only targeting those outside the permit process.
The people that are permitted or in the permit process, you are not in our crosshairs. And so I just want to make sure that you know that when you see a helicopter flying over, you don't have anything to fear.
And if you'd like to watch the entire statement from the sheriff, just go to the Humboldt County Sheriff's Office on Facebook.
Okay, Lisa, thank you for that report. We appreciate it. Good job there. Turning now to the community outrage, the placement of a man the sheriff's office calls a violent sexual predator. We first told you back in April how a Humboldt County judge denied placement of Joshua Cooley in Freshwater. Then later, a judge denying the placement in Garberville of that man. And then finally, a motel in Eureka. This after major backlash from the community. Now, a judge will decide if Liberty Healthcare should place Cooley in Tehama County near Red Bluff. In 2005, Cooley pleaded guilty to 1 count of sexual battery and 1 count of lewd and lascivious acts with a person under 14 years old. That's according to court documents. The Tehama County Board of Supervisors expressed opposition to this yesterday, voting unanimously to send a letter to the Humboldt County Superior Court urging them to reconsider the placement.
The reason they're trying to move them is because of them being denied placement, but it's still not really our problem, and so I would prefer that they manage it in Humboldt County.
The Tehama County Sheriff's Office and the District Attorney's Office both expressing their opposition. They're saying Cooley didn't even commit his offenses in Red Bluff, and he could pose a danger to the surrounding community there. A Crescent City man is dead after colliding into a John Deere tractor loader. This is all according to the California Highway Patrol, who said it happened in the Lower Lake Road area of Crescent City. The CHP says that the man was driving northbound on Lower Lake Road, just north of Mud Hen Village Road, when a John Deere loader was partially blocking that roadway. The CHP says that it is unclear why the driver didn't see that loader. He was taken to the hospital, where he was later pronounced dead. The cause of that crash still under investigation at this hour. The driver's identity is being withheld until his family has been notified. New tonight, PG&E is hosting an open house in Humboldt and Mendocino counties to share information about its community wildfire safety program. Very important stuff here. For customers in Humboldt, Trinity, and Siskiyou counties, the open house will be held at the River Lodge Conference Center in Fortuna on Monday, July 15th from 6 to 8 p.m. For Mendocino customers, it will take place at the Willits Community Center on Thursday, July 18th from 6 to 8 o'clock in the evening. Topics will include expansion of public safety, power shutoff programs, inspections, and vegetation management. For more information, you can visit the website right there at the bottom of your screen. Well, new tonight, talking about helicopters back up in the air. If you saw a different type of helicopter today, you may have witnessed part of an interagency training exercise. Here's what we're talking about. Several agencies, including the ICU and the ER medics at Mad River Community Hospital, performing a, quote, hot offload training session this day. Medical personnel were on hand to get a feel for what a copter landing on a hospital grounds would feel like, to know what it would be like, to get that experience so that when the real time comes, they're ready, right, to offload that patient quickly. The miles per hour of that helicopter you see there, 65. It can go all the way up to 150 miles offshore, inland to Redding. Very fast helicopter there. Good stuff. Well, who's ready to fight against cancer, right? Big topic here. Relay for Life is in Humboldt County, and it's back, and St. Joe's Health is stepping in to help. Here's what we know. The annual event to combat cancer is set for tomorrow and Friday at 7 p.m. at Albee Stadium in Eureka. Spots are available for volunteers and walkers for the St. Joseph Answer for Cancer team. The Relay for Life movement unites communities across the globe to celebrate people who have battled cancer and remember loved ones who have been lost. It'll all be out there to take action to finish the fight by raising funds to fight the disease. St. Joseph's Health set a goal of $10,000, and they want all the help they can get. So get out there if you can. Our very own Nazi Javid will be hosting that event on Friday. It'll be a lot of fun. Well, calls for protest coming up on North Coast News. The local groups taking a bold stand protesting against detention centers for immigrants. We'll tell you why they want their voices heard and what they're talking about. And
social media companies under a microscope here in Washington. And now the White House is getting involved. I'm Angelica Alvarez. That story is coming up.
Also, our First Alert meteorologist Jessica Burgess standing by in the Weather Center. She is tracking these very warm conditions as you take a nice look out there on the Eureka waterfront. Blue skies and muggy warm conditions. How much longer will they last? What are we expecting as we move throughout the work week? Here is Wednesday, never too early to start talking about the weekend, right, folks? We'll have your weather coming up a little bit later on in this broadcast. The time is 6:10. I'm Scott Rates. You're watching North Coast News.
This portion of the news is sponsored by Coast Central Credit Union.
Dirty used motor oil? There's a lot of it in Humboldt County. When recycled, old motor oil